That's what you're going to be doing when you land your first leadership role. You are going to also be an instructional coach in addition to being an instructional leader. Imagine if you were only a mentor to the teachers that you are responsible for supervising when you land that first leadership role. How much would they actually grow compared to if you're being an instructional coach in addition to being an instructional leader? What's going on, aspiring school leader? I am Dr. Donovan Smalls II, and welcome to Beyond the Classroom. I help aspiring school leaders land their first leadership role, navigate complex dynamics, enhance communication skills, and drive instructional excellence. Today, we are going to talk about finding the right leadership support, mentorship, coaching, or going solo. Now, this topic really came about by reflecting and having conversations with aspiring school leaders and having those conversations about what levels of support do they actually need. Because just because you are in an education administration program does not mean that you don't need additional support to help you land that first leadership role. And I believe that there's three main categories. It's mentorship, it's coaching, or it's going solo in terms of getting you to where you want to be. And whatever strategy you choose might work best for you. But I want to make you aware that in education, unlike other industries, we don't necessarily look at mentorship or coaching as strategies towards getting us to where we want to be. Sometimes we will continue on the hamster wheel of trying to figure things out, even though that might not necessarily be the strategy that works best for you. So let's talk about our three strategies today towards the right leadership support. What works best for you? So the first support strategy is mentorship. Leadership isn't about figuring it out alone. It's about learning from those who have walked the path. A strong mentor can light the way, but you still have to take the steps yourself. And that comes with any strategy that you choose. You are going to have to do the work. The right mentor is a person who has gone before you. They are in the role that you desire to be, and you can glean information from them and apply it to your leadership strategy towards your ability to try to attain the leadership role that you desire, right? Like even right now, you're being mentored. You're listening, you're taking notes, you are gathering information, practical strategies that are going to help you along your journey. Mentors can provide guidance based on personal experience, but, and here's the key, they may not always offer structured support. And I'm not saying that there aren't different types of mentors and that mentorship can't look, differently. And it does, right? Depending on the mentor that you have. And I always talk about this. You can have a mentor that's more proactive in their approach, that they're pulling you into practical experiences, that they're allowing you to have a seat at the table, to see how decisions are made, to see how conversations with parents should go, to see how feedback should be given when it comes to an observation. You might have a mentor that has a proactive approach toward your growth and development. They might be fully vested in you landing that first leadership role. However, you could also have a mentor that is more passive in their approach, that they are available when you need them, but that also requires you to know what you need. And sometimes we don't always know what we need. Sometimes we need additional guidance and support. And sometimes mentors don't always offer that level of support that structured levels of support that we necessarily need. And yes, I understand that depends on the person, that depends on the relationship that you have. But typically, mentors might not necessarily offer structured levels of support, right? And so I have mentors that I glean information from on a daily basis as it comes when it comes to listening to their live streams, listening to their videos on YouTube, just gleaning practical strategies and information that I can go and apply. And it definitely works. You might be an aspiring school leader and all you need is mentorship. However, the second support strategy might be a better strategy for you as it relates to taking your leadership to the next level and helping you land the role that you desire. So the second support strategy is coaching. You can Google strategies, but you can't Google experience. Coaching accelerates your growth by helping you apply the right strategies at the right time. So the difference between coaching and mentorship is that coaching allows you to get practical feedback in a structured form, right? That might come in the form of a curriculum-based program that a coach is facilitating, a specific training that they are facilitating, and then having some sort of implementation lab where you are engaging together and becoming better and highlighting your areas of growth and areas of strength, right? That's what you're going to be doing when you land your first leadership role. You are going to also be an instructional coach in addition to being an instructional leader. Imagine if you were only a mentor to the teachers that you are responsible for supervising when you land that first leadership role. How much would they actually grow compared to if you're being an instructional coach in addition to being an instructional leader? Think about the growth strategy. Think about the levels of growth that your teachers are actually going to experience when you coach them. And so, unfortunately, unlike other industries, coaching is not necessarily, prominent when it comes to outside sources of professional and personal development for aspiring leaders. But coaching is a growth strategy. I was recently at a conference and I remember there was somebody on the panel, a prominent educational leader, now business owner, and she was talking about how in education, unfortunately, we normalize paying $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 in getting degrees that don't necessarily increase our pay, but it's a piece of paper that allows us to have some sort of certification, that allows us to have the credentials, but don't necessarily equate to getting us to the next level and where we want to be. However, when you invest in coaching, that person is giving you practical strategies, but also evaluating and listening to what your concerns are and helping you to address those to get you to where you want to be. That's what coaching is. I remember when I was a college basketball coach, coaching is looking at the tendencies of a player, figuring out where they are strong, figuring out the areas where they need to improve, sitting down with them, going through strategies, understanding their pain points, understanding where they need to grow, right? Their desire to be better, whatever their goals are. We're going through those things and we're helping them become better players, which ultimately is going to help the team become better. And that's what coaching does in terms of a support strategy. And you might fall into that particular category. It might not necessarily be mentorship that you need. It might actually be coaching. Coaching offers you structure. It's more goal-oriented, and it's personalized based on your specific needs. And our third support strategy might be you going through the process solo. It's more of a do-it-yourself approach. Knowledge without direction is just noise. You can try to piece it together on your own, but without a clear plan, it's easy to stay stuck in the same cycle. And some of you might be in this particular category, right? You might have been trying to land your first leadership role, and it might be 2 years, it might be 3 years, it might be 5 years where you're just on this hamster wheel of trying to apply, trying to reach out to people to figure out how you can get connected to certain environments that are going to allow you to elevate to the level that you want to be. On the other hand, some of you might just need to go ahead and take the solo approach because that's all you need. These three approaches, these three strategies depend on you, depends on your goals, depends on how much time you actually have, because some of you are ready to step into leadership now. Some of you are ready to step into leadership within the next year or two. So you might not necessarily need that do-it-yourself approach. It might be beneficial for you, but it might not. And so you have to start thinking about what strategy is going to be best for you. Reading books, watching videos, or attending free workshops might be best for you. You can do this solo. You can do it by yourself. You can do it by just having some sort of mentor. You can do it by just watching YouTube videos of prominent educational leaders who have gone before you, and they are excellent at what they do, providing you practical strategies and information. And that's all you need to help you land that first leadership role. Others of you might need a more structured approach because you have no idea what you're about to step into, but you do have the desire to get to the next level, to make a greater impact for students, for teachers, and communities. You might need some coaching. And others of you have no problem with graduating from your education administration program, applying for jobs, and landing the role immediately. And so as we begin to close this video today, I want you to think about, do you need structured guidance or occasional advice? Are you willing to invest in yourself to accelerate your growth? Yes, you've made the investment in yourself by getting the degree, but are you allowing the degree to hold you back from the coaching that you might necessarily need? How quickly do you want to see the results? How quickly do you want to land that first leadership role? What is that going to do when you land your first leadership role? What is that going to do for the school community that you're currently in, or the school community that's waiting for you to step into leadership? What is that going to do to your family, to the time that you'll be able to gain, right? And we don't want to talk about this in education, but what is it going to do financially for your family when you step into school leadership? And I'm not saying that that is the primary reason why you should step into school leadership, because it's not. However, it is a reality that aspiring school leaders have. What is that going to do for your family when you take that next step? Or are you going to allow yourself to continue to go through the process and try to do it on your own without the lack of support that you know you need? Because I've been there. I'm currently in a coaching program, transparently, because I want to get to the next level of where I want to be. I want to learn from somebody who is going to give me structure and not just gems and strategy. So I understand the process and I get where you currently are, but you need to ask yourself, what do you actually need? Leadership doesn't have to be a lonely journey. Finding the right support can make all the difference. The best leaders don't wait for clarity. They seek it. Whether it's a mentor, a coach, or even a structured plan, the right support will move you from uncertainty to action. So today we talked about finding the right leadership support, whether that's mentorship, whether it's coaching, or it's going solo. You have to determine what is going to be best for you and take the proper action to move forward. I want you to comment which approach that you are going to move into next. And if you are looking for additional support, if you're looking for coaching, my Elevate Your Impact coaching program is, or it might be, the proper place for you. And so don't hesitate to reach out. I am here to help if that is something that you need. If you know that you have no idea what you are about to step into as it relates to school leadership. You don't know how to structure your resume. You don't know how to structure your cover letter. And yes, there are AI tools that you can use, but you also have to know the proper input to put into the AI tool in order for you to get the output that you're looking for, right? Like there's an entire strategy that goes along with this, and I want to be able to help you with that. No matter which path you choose, don't navigate this journey alone, because great leaders are made through guidance, not guesswork. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you gotten some value from it. As always, I hope you have a great week of teaching, leading, and learning. Take care.